What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about if Captain Marvel was massively disappointing. So this is a kind of video that we've done in the past, and we're doing for kind of the bigger things that release, whether it be movies and games. So far, we've done this for 2 different games, and basically, just to give you guys a heads up, going into this video, it's kind of just a way for me to talk about what I feel, again, kind of in addition to a review, talk about the movie, talk about maybe the things I like, the things I didn't like, and if this movie really was a disappointment, kind of get to talk about expectations for it as well. Like I said, we've done this for a couple other things in the past, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Jump Force, and I think they did really, really good. They're really solid videos for kind of talking about different aspects of those games. So Captain Marvel, when talking about if it was massively disappointing, you have to talk about, I think, firstly, where you set your expectations. And we talked a lot about this going in, and I don't know if you guys have seen stuff online, but I think you guys probably have. There was a lot said about this movie leading up. We had the Brie Larson stuff. We have just social justice warriors in general. We have people defending the movie, people attacking the movie. We had the Fandango controversy. We had Rotten Tomatoes controversy. There was so much stuff going into this movie, but when you boil it down, was Captain Marvel really the movie that you were hoping would be the greatest movie in the world to begin with? Was this movie that you go into 2019, you say, this is going to be one of the best movies of the year? To be honest, I never thought that one time. Even from the very first trailer we saw of this film, I was never impressed by it, not once. I thought this film was going to be a pretty average film, and for a large amount of time, I wasn't even going to go see this movie, not just night one, but I wasn't really interested in this movie at all. I haven't sat out, ever since I've kind of caught up on the Marvel movies, I haven't actually sat out any movie that's come out. So, I assume I would have eventually seen it, but I had just no emotion to go see this film whatsoever. And even the trailer, the consequent trailers, the ones that have come out afterwards, I never once thought this movie looked amazing. So my expectations, just from looking at the film, if you ignore the controversy, you ignore everything, this film to me looked like it was going to be pretty average. It looked like it was going to be a huge step back from a lot of the past Marvel movies we have gotten. And lo and behold, if you guys watch a review that we did yesterday on the channel, you'll hear my thoughts. But just briefly, it was pretty much exactly that. It was an average film. Tyler thought it was a below average film. I don't think it was a terrible movie. I don't think it was a great movie. I think it was an average movie. Do I hate the fact that I spent money on it? No, but I would never honestly, personally, Alex, I don't think I will watch that movie a second time ever. I don't see the need. I don't see the point. It wasn't that interesting. It didn't have something to go back and rewatch. Nothing. It was absolutely nothing. So to me, is this movie disappointing? Honestly, it's exactly what I thought. Now, if you were going into this movie expecting to truly hate Brie Larson and to really go after the movie, to be honest, there were things that definitely this movie did that could upset you, and there were kind of like some subtle things talked about in this movie or mentioned that maybe will get you upset, but I don't think you're going to walk out of the movie saying, I was right, she did a terrible job. I think she did a mediocre job, but, so it's all about perspective. It's all about where you set yourself up going into this movie, and everybody's going to have a different opinion. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to like this film. That's the first thing. If you guys like this film, that's great. If you guys were excited for it going in, that's great. I just wasn't. That's just my opinion. You can have different opinions, and that, I think, is the biggest problem of the internet. Is really, if we've learned anything over this Captain Marvel period of time, it's that one side seems to always be right and one side seems to be wrong, and there's always kind of that message going around. So that's disappointing to see. That's really been the case for a while, and it's getting worse online, and I expect it to continue to get worse. But for me, was this movie a massive disappointment? No, but it was insanely average. Okay, but that's just because I didn't put anything into this movie. If you were expecting this movie to be like the best, but at the same time, I can have an opinion, and I can talk about what I felt of the film, and I will tell you from my personal opinion that if you think that this movie is going to be like top tier Marvel, in my personal opinion, you're going to be let down. It's going to be a massive disappointment. Now, that may not be true. You may go in and you may say, Alex, you were wrong. I loved it. I thought it was just as good as I thought it was going to be. That's great. But from my personal opinion of where I'm standing, I can't look at that film and say this film is as good as Winter Soldier, or this film is as good as Civil War or Infinity War, or Iron Man, or Spider-Man. It's not up there. Doctor Strange, or Thor Ragnarok. I could probably list every movie, because in my opinion, this movie is bottom tier Marvel. It's right around the same level to me as Thor 1, 2, and Captain America. Now, I personally, and it's not an opinion that a lot of people share, I do not like the first Captain America movie. I think it's terrible. Personally, that's just my opinion. I'm probably in the minority there, but I would put Captain Marvel with the bottom tier level. But you know what? I expected that. I didn't expect this movie to be amazing. I didn't expect really anything out of it. At some point, I just expected to go into the film and see, is this film going to be terrible? Is Brie Larson going to be terrible? What's going to happen? And, nothing happened. I mean, I walked in, I sat down, I watched it, I walked out. Nothing, I didn't go through any emotion. I experienced the same level of emotion as Brie Larson did in this movie, which was none, because she kept the same face throughout the entire time. And so that's just, it's just my opinion, but I personally didn't go through anything. I would say this is a very, very average movie. Disappointing, maybe, to some. To me, no, it wasn't disappointing. It was exactly what I thought the movie was going to be. It's different from a game or something that maybe I expect to be just this top-level game, or like the last thing we did this series for was Jump Force. I expected that game to be a lot better. Game came out, it was not good whatsoever. So it's all about where you set your expectations, but that's where I set mine. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about Captain Marvel? Did you think it was disappointing to you from where you set your expectations to where the movie actually was? Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know what you guys want us to cover with Captain Marvel. We're going to have a couple more videos throughout this week talking about the movie. If there's anything specific you guys want us to talk about, or anything you want us to talk about Captain Marvel with Avengers Endgame, we're doing the Avengers Endgame community series. We're more than happy to include that as well. So we take your feedback very, very seriously. So let us know in the comments any of that stuff. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys are notified when all our videos go up. And thank you, as always, for watching these videos. I will see you on the next one.